My name is Dr. Mrs. Bisiba Miche. I'm the National President of Albinism Association of Nigeria. We are here for an important event, the Global Disability Summit, which is where all nations, governments of nations are expected to make commitments, is holding this year in April in Germany, and we want our own government to go with commitments made by the disability community, specifically the marginalized group, which Albinism Association of Nigeria belongs to, the intellectual, the little people, the deaf, blind. So these are clusters that we have brought together for them to open up and tell the government their challenges, their priorities, and their needs. All these will be cancelled into their commitments, which we present in conjunction with the umbrella body of the disability community in Nigeria, that's Joint National Association of Persons with Disability, JONAPID. So that's why we are here. And you can see JONAPID representative is there. The National Commission for Persons with Disability, that is our, should I say, the regulatory body for the community, they are here too. This is why we are presenting our commitment to the government. What you are saying is part of it. When they had the first GDS, that was what in UK, with the second one that took place in Africa. You know, Nigerian government made the commitment, and the commitment they made in 2022 was the result of what we have in Nigeria now, the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Act, which was enacted, that the establishment of the National Commission for Persons with Disability. These are fallouts, and we are believing God that we will force the government to make more commitment in the area of implementation. So that when we come back, because when we come back, we are going to have a press conference and tell the whole world that this is the commitment our government have made, so that they can also know about it. And then we can now enforce government to make sure that they carry out their commitment as stated at the GDS 2025.
We're here today as a cluster organization among the organizations of persons with disabilities here in Nigeria, and we are being grouped under the marginalized group. We are here specifically to come together, or as we have come together like this, to sit and of course draft commitment pledges for the proposed Global Disability Summit, which has been scheduled to take place this year in Germany, specifically in April. And the major objective of coming here or for this meeting is to, number one, we are to identify challenges faced by persons with disabilities, especially those with albinism and other marginalized groups in Nigeria. After identifying these challenges, we will have to draft commitment pledges on behalf of the country Nigeria for presentation at the Global Disability Summit in Germany. And we're also going to identify advocacy strategies on how we are going to use the public media to be able to create awareness and sensitize every Nigerian about the well-being and the requirements to establish policies and implement them accordingly. Recently, we know that the disability law has just been passed, and the challenge we face is implementation. The national albinism policy has been passed, but we are facing the challenge of implementation.
So why the commitments are very important is it addresses some of the very salient issues affecting the disability community, because over time we've discovered that government has paid lip services to issues concerning disability groups, particularly because awareness, and there's a lot of lack of sensitization around the issues bordering on their needs and their wants. So we want to amplify some of these commitments. They are 10 in number. We want to amplify them. Let the world see, because Nigeria is a signatory to the Convention on the Right of Disability, and by that we have to hold them accountable by what they've promised, and ask them the very difficult question about what they need to do, and also look at how well they've done it so far and what they need to do to improve. So some of those commitments are, for example, is the right for the person with disability to accessible infrastructure, for example. If you look at most of the public infrastructures in Nigeria, they are not very accessible to person with disability. And this is one of the fundamental things that has been affecting them so far. Even the hospitals, the ministries and all of that, all of these public buildings are not accessible. That's one. Let's talk about in the health sector. There's a lot of discrimination when it comes to accessible health for person with disability, particularly person with intellectual disability, person with albinism, dwarfism, and all. So we want to make this conversation, we want to bring it to the table and let the government know how they need to help person with disability in terms of health, because that is one of the primary reasons why this commitment is important. Education is also part of it. Economic opportunity is also part of it. Social stigmatization is one of those problems that the person with disability has been facing over time.